I'm going to start with the physics experiment, and I hope it works. It's supposed to work. Right? Oh, come on, up. Isn't that cool? It's unbelievably cool, in fact. And it started as an idea for a very young man a long time ago. And it started as Sir Isaac Newton's idea. Newton was an idea machine. We have this unbelievably unique gift to generate ideas. In fact, it's in our DNA. We are structured genetically to generate ideas, and you are alone in that. You're in love with your toothbrush and your toothpaste. You should be. You should all be familiar with this. This idea traces as far back as the early Egyptians, the idea of a toothbrush and toothpaste. That's an enduring idea to last that long. If you do not determine that ideas are of value to your company, the pursuit of ideas is meaningless. Absolutely, positively. I have an idea. I'm going to share it with you, but it doesn't do anything until you get this. I get it. An idea that you don't get, that you don't understand, is only good for you. And that doesn't mean it's bad. How many of you have ever listened to a horrible song? Raise your hand. I mean, you're thinking to yourself, wow, that's unbelievably bad. It wasn't bad to the writer. They didn't think of it as bad. Kevin Costner was one time asked about Waterworld, which was this disastrous sci-fi movie. He said when we were making it, we weren't making a disaster. In fact, we thought it was pretty good while we were making it. So it starts with your idea. It moves to I get it. But then for it to have something of value to you, you have to be able to do it. That's when it changes back. And then it lights up like this, when all three of those things fall into place. To be an innovative organization, you have to ask for it. It doesn't happen by itself in a vacuum. And if you don't consider it valuable, if you don't say to yourself and your team and your company, this is a valuable thing for us to do, someone else will, every single time. You wonder why companies get left behind? They get left behind because it's not of value to them. Companies get left behind because they don't see the opportunity that sits right before them because they're not. There is always a market for something to believe in. It's infinite. And if you don't believe me, here's proof. Duck Dynasty. Duck Dynasty is proof that things to believe in are thoughts consistently, and it shuts down ideas. And it is the single hardest point to get over in Genesis of ideas. Every single idea. How do you capture them? They have to be captured or they get away. They're like rabbits or like anything you hunt for. If it is not captured, it is gone. Gone. I don't care how smart you are, you will not remember it properly. So the environment is instrumental in the development of ideas. It is as important as almost any of the parts that you can do. See, you create a space for ideas to collide, and they will collide. It will happen. You will see things completely differently. You will spark a sustainable thing if the environment is right. And it comes from the idea of creative writer. So in connected ideas, there's a slipstream that's created in an idea. It happens just behind the primary idea. It happens over here. I'll give you an example. Let's take an iPad. iPad's created. Where's the slipstream to the iPad? It's iPad covers. It's iPad screen protectors. It's iPad keyboards. That's the slipstream of the iPad. About $5.5 billion in slipstream. Here's your fifth guideline, discipline continuity. Well, ideas make you want to jump out of discipline. You want to say, oh, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and your discipline just goes out the window. You're no longer thinking right. You're thinking badly, poorly. Ideas are like an isotope. They have a lifespan. And eventually, you have to get rid of it for another one to come in. So you have to be unbelievably disciplined. At the end of the day, your humanity is what gives you the right to pursue an idea. And when you leave it on the ground, when you leave it behind and when you don't value it, someone else steps in that will. And that person that steps in and does that will leave you behind. Your only competitive landscape, the only competitive landscape is the landscape of ideas. That's it.